One of the biggest shows we do about 5 to 7 shows for Bike Week. 10 days we're out there doing a ton of shows. Our biggest show is probably the biggest and most prestigious show I would say out there. I mean, when it comes to the big rallies, and that's a boardwalk bike show. There's almost 60
Right.
trophies, $500 for best in show. We have tons of classes. It's open to all style of bikes. Last year we had 180 something bikes. I was really shooting for 200. This year we're going to break that record and get 200 bikes in that boardwalk bike show. And Jeremy goes out and judges all of them. And you have to understand, you can't have multiple judges on a show like that because when you're judging an antique, his judging system is going to be in his head. You know what I mean? It's going to be, he's going to point it out. But say Jeremy's in a 17 range on some bikes when somebody else is on a 20 range on a bike. Well, that's not going to work because then you're going to have all these askew numbers that, one bike's going to have more points. So it's hard to get there started if you don't start with the one judge. And every year I bring in Jeremy because, we have, hours of judging. The first bike comes in, we judge that bike because towards the end they're coming in 5, 6, 7, 8 at a time, and he'll get backed up by looking at a bike, talking to somebody, having a conversation, whatever, and now all of a sudden you have 30 bikes to do, and we only get an hour to ourselves, which we say we stop at 3, and we got to normally get it till 5 o'clock. So, sorry, I had to fix something there, but we get 2 hours to ourselves to go over, and usually that's not even near what we have time to get done. Jeremy and I have been rushing towards the end. 5 o'clock, people are like, "Yo, we want the word. Where's the awards?" And then we got to get up there and give away 60 awards. So it's a hard show to do, and probably most prestigious. Jeremy, you like that show, that boardwalk show, or is it too much
Uh,
stress?
my feet don't like it from walking back and forth, but yeah, I miss all the hot tail walking around, all the nice bikes sometimes, people that stop by. So, I don't really get to enjoy the experience of the show because I'm so busy. There's so many bikes, so many nice bikes, so many, 2 and 3 way ties. We got to go back out. Tell them about that, Tony. We'll have a 2, 3, 4 way tie on some bikes in the same, classes, different classes here and there, just all over the place. We got to go back and rejudge them all over again. Look for that one bolt on the antique that's got a that's not all flathead, that's got some new age bolt on it or something. You got to look for it. It's down to that last little bolt screw. Fold in a fender, paint crack, something to break that tie. Sometimes it's only a point away. By the time we have to go back out and look at it again, so it gets
Well,
pretty
and a lot of
close
the
out
shows
there.
now,
Judging.
a lot of the shows nowadays are one style of bike. That boardwalk show, 17 classes. You're going from a trike to a Jeremy, you go from a trike to a metric to a sport bike to a chopper to a bagger, you're bouncing all over the place. So every time you look at a new bike, you have to revamp your mind to go, okay, I'm looking at a classic, or an antique restored or an antique unrestored. Go judge an antique unrestored and then go do a big wheel bagger. You're gonna be two
and
different
they're
worlds.
and they're mixed up. It's like you go from one bike, okay, I'm going to from a 45 flathead to a big 300 tired stretch Busa, back to like a V Star with bags on it, something set up in a trike, and then an old 50s pan head, and it's just back and forth, boom, 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 going down the line, and it's like it's it's basically an open mind. It doesn't matter what I like. It's not about what's my favorite bike, what I like, and stuff like that when I'm judging. Just because I don't like a bike doesn't mean I don't judge it, accordingly. It might be a bike I said, oh, this son of a bitch is gross. But I still look at everything. I look at the paint, I look at the body, I look at the engine, I look at the wiring, and I judge it accordingly, no matter, if it's my taste or not. It's all fairness. I could come back and be like, oh, I don't like that son of a bitch. But that just means it's not going to be Judge's top pick. It's not going to be my pick of bike, but it doesn't mean it doesn't get judged. Right. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we judge
like you're
bikes.
saying, just like you're saying, you know, a 45 style flat head, then here's a pan head, then here's a Busa, then here's a Dyna, then there's like two big wheel baggers, and then there's a couple dirty ride bikes, a couple dirty airs over here, a couple soft tails, so it's a big mix up. There's a lot to jump around. Your mind's crazy. It's just, your brain's just going in all different
Day
directions and shit. So
we usually get
it's
done
not
and go to
easy.
eat out at. We go out to to Joe's Crab Shack at the end of the bay, at the end of the pier, and we're all usually either sunburnt, tired. I mean, we walked that boardwalk probably 100 times, so you probably put on 15 miles on your shoes. It's like, okay, it's like we're gonna go out and party now. No, we eat and then we hit the we ass out. It's like I can't go anymore. I can't do it.
Well, we're up at
That show will drain you.
we're we're up and leaving the room at around 6 a.m. So if you get a coffee or donut and you, that's about it. And you don't need to get to about 6. So that's 6 to 6. You ain't had nothing, I mean, throughout the day, if you got time, you go grab a slice of pizza there from the boardwalk or whatever, and do stuff here. But if you're so busy, you need to finally sit down somewhere, have a drink, a cold tea, something, have some food. And, we always look forward to doing all that. Oh, Big Ace over there. Big
We
Ace.
have a good time. Dino's a guy who sponsors that. He owns the boardwalk down there. So Dino Peppas. It's Greek. I don't know it. It's a long Greek Peppa name that I'm not good at. So, but anyway, Dino's great people. We've been doing a show down there. We put our years in. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't have that show to start off with. We worked our way into that show. Actually, worked our way advertising it. Then we got to help them with the show because there was some issues with the judging. And then, after years, I was able to take it over and bring in new judging and make sure things were done right. Back in the day, they had a hardly win a metric class, and everybody come running to me, and I'm like, it's not my judging, guys. I don't do it. It's not. So then I'm like,
Oh,
okay, we
we
got to
got
fix
guys like that. We won't say no names, but we got guys like that giving away soft tail trophies for big wheel baggers and shit. You know who you are. You know what you're doing.
yeah.
You gotta get your shit together if you want to step it up with Big Ace over here in the crew. Step your
Well, we're
shit
working
up.
with a
But
lot
yeah,
of different we work with a lot of different companies. Urban Rides magazine and Roby's been doing a lot. He travels and goes all over the place. Urban Rides, he's going to do a lot in Myrtle, and he does in Daytona, and so we're always doing stuff with him. You got Jim Lynch with the what's his company name? Jim Lynch and the Bike Show
Revelation
Mafia.
Council.
Yeah, Revelation
Oh, okay.
Concept Bike Show Mafia. So he's doing stuff, and we're kind of working with him too. So there's a lot of people out there doing bike shows.